Welcome to the Sleazy Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything, but mostly TV and movies. And now it's time to get sleazy.
Yeah. Welcome back to the world-renowned Sleazy Podcast. I am one of your hosts, the one, the only Sleazy, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Joined by the, as always, late Mr. PBS.
Time is a flat circle.
He looks like he's been in a Riverboat Brawl.
Chair to the face.
Yep. I'll do it every time.
Then we've got the naughty boy, Robzilla.
Hello.
He's a naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
He's a naughty boy. little Fury for you there.
John Fury.
Yeah, John Fury. So this is episode 164. I don't know if I said that or not, but you got it now.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yep, that's how it goes. So what we have in store for you this show, we're gonna do a little rundown real quick. We're gonna start off with celebrity deaths. We had a couple this week. The Grim Reaper has spun the wheel a couple of times, more than a couple times, I think. But
Yeah. Yes.
very sad week. So we'll start the show off on a little bummer of a note, but we'll march on. Then we're going to cover the Alabama Riverboat Brawl. So hopefully that'll get some entertainment for you there.
Oh, it already has been.
Then I think PBS and I will kind of cover They Cloned Tyrone, the Netflix original flick. And then to close the show out, we're going to talk about Twisted Metal on Peacock.
On the cock.
On the cock. We got Peacock coming in on our finale here with Twisted Metal, so that should be a fun talk there. But man, what a week, dude. The Grim Reaper was busy.
Taking those souls.
Should we cover Rob's story real quick about the roller coaster, people in the roller coaster stalls at the top of a hill?
I mean, I feel like you want to cover it just so you can shit on him.
I mean,
That's right.
For those of you listening, and then he has another story on here. I spent $22,000 to become a dog. Okay, that's granted, but we know people do that stuff all the time.
That was an afternoon headline.
Yeah,
for like one day.
Yeah. Rob shares this story like it's crazy news, like it's something you just don't hear about every summer.
Trending.
I think it terrifies me more. That's like my worst fear. If I ever went on a roller coaster, it got stuck.
I would be so scared if I ever went on a roller coaster. This would happen.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it.
If I could leave the house,
I would be so scared of a submersible imploding on my way to the Titanic if I ever was going to do that.
This is what I mean. We're speaking in generalities here. If I could find somebody that could feed Brownie and take care of him for the day, then would be my worst fear of being stuck on a roller coaster.
If Rob went in a submersible to the Titanic, Brownie'd be on it too.
Yeah.
We'd lose Rob and Brownie.
Yeah. We're going to go together, buddy.
Do you think they'd
Hand
be
and paw together?
They'd be gradually sinking. What's the depth that they go down to?
Oh, it's like 30,000 feet or something like that.
But Rob gets to about 5,000 feet and he's like, all right, Brownie, I'm going to give you your shot. And then around 15,000, we need you to start eating.
Have to be done by 20,000 feet.
The dog's just like, I hope this fucking sub implodes.
You think they make it to the surface?
End it.
They make it back to the surface and that door from Titanic is still there, but it's just Brownie on top of it.
Yeah.
Rob freezing to death in the ocean.
He's got a big smile, panting. Just happy as can be. He's like, I killed this motherfucker.
The dog's like, finally, I've gotten rid of that fat fuck.
And then he dies. He's got to make sure he outlives me.
You can just hear that music from Titanic, that flute coming in.
It's so iconic too.
Celine Dion comes rolling by in her boat.
The dog's just floating by, and then a giant shark comes up and gets it.
Yeah, fucking Meg.
Yeah,
came up from
the megalodon.
The Meg comes up and eats Brownie, and Brownie's so full of insulin the shark dies.
I just want to say I blame Robzilla on me not seeing the Meg 2 yet, and it's really crushing me. It's eating me alive every day. That every day that goes by that I don't see Meg 2,
The trench
is even
trench.
more your fault. And it's more dramatic to me.
I'm glad you said it.
I feel like if I don't see this, I might die.
From some of the reviews I've read, Rob, you might be saving him.
I heard it's done well at the box office, though.
Yeah, I've heard
done
people
well.
say that it's really fun. So I mean, look, they're making it like way over the top. So it's got to be fun.
I mean, it's they're doing it from the books, but I mean, it's supposed to be over top fun.
Listen,
you know?
I don't care how bad of a movie it is. I don't care what the budget is. I don't care what the script is. If Jason Statham is in it, I'm fucking with that movie.
Yeah, and
I mean,
also if
that's
he's
just-
killing sharks, I mean, you know, it's even a must.
That's all I got to say about that. I mean, come on.
Right?
It's Jason Statham. I watch Jason Statham any day of the week.
He's on a fucking jet ski with spears.
He entertains me. So
Mhm.
that's all I'm looking for.
Right.
Take that, you shithead. Well, you might be saving him with some of the reviews.
He's gonna be back here in 2 weeks. Meg 2, the trench fucking sucked.
Hey, if it fucking sucks, it sucks. But I can't.
And he'd be like, and I blame you, Robzilla. Because if I'd have seen that, if I'd have seen it sooner, I'd have been over it already.
But
Right,
I'd still, I'd be like, what? It was still worth it for Jason Statham.
It's a $5 Tuesday, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Hard to go wrong on a $5 Tuesday.
I'll probably go on a matinee. The Savages don't seem to be out during matinee hours because
I
they
don't
can't
think-
wake up that early.
Yeah, I don't think the Savages are gonna go to watch the Meg. They want to see like the Gumus and fucking pester people.
The Savages and the dumbasses can't wake up that early. So hopefully there isn't some fucking idiot sitting in my seat like, well, why do you want me to move?
I want you to get the fuck up because you're in my seat, dude.
Yeah.
That's why.
Take your burly ass somewhere else.
Throw your fucking iPad down the steps, prick.
That wouldn't have been super like fucked up if I grabbed his iPad.
Not
and just
really.
Fucking chucked it.
Not really.
I don't think he would. I think he would have been like, what?
Well, I guess I better go get it. Yes, go fucking get it. Get out of my seat. That's why I fucking threw it.
Yes. And it's what, a month later, and I'm still going off about that.
You know, it really grinds my gears.
Yeah. Assholes that don't sit in their assigned seats at the movie theater.
There was I was listening to a podcast or something, and somebody had another funny story about like somebody in their seat or something that happened while they were trying to watch like Oppenheimer or something.
Yeah.
I meant to send it to you, but it's just
Maybe it's just Oppenheimer. I mean, I don't know.
like the movie's 3 hours. I get bored.
Yeah. Well, then don't go to the fucking movie.
That's why I brought my iPad.
That was the big X Twitter thing for the week. Like, I just need my phone on during the movie. It's like, well, then don't go to the movie. Well,
What was it? The one thing you sent me where people they dumped their drinks on people or something like that.
yeah, there was that one. Somebody dumped their drink, maybe on like Barbie or something.
Yeah, because they were like Snapchatting or
Yeah.
something like that. Bravo.
And everybody was on their side. Like, that's assault. Like,
Not
everybody,
all heroes
you're
wear
the hero.
capes.
You're the hero.
Now, it's not assault, people. And if anything, those people deserve a round of applause. You are patriots.
I saw people taking video of other people in the theaters, like during Barbie, like they were getting up and taking like flash pictures, like
Yeah,
in front of the screen. Like, what the hell are you people doing?
fucking idiots. That's another movie I want to see. I want to see
Yeah.
Barbie. I want to see what the hype is about people.
Is anti-man or some bullshit or
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
I'm sure. Listen, man, it's not made for men. Let's just get that off the board right now.
Look at that fucking name,
Yeah,
Barbie.
eh,
It's not Barbie and Ken or just Ken.
it's not for you, and that's completely okay.
right.
So there's no reason to be negative about it.
Fucking cry.
I doubt it's got this whole mission to drag men into the sewers, but who knows? Maybe we're wrong about that.
Men
we-
are trash.
We are terrible people, terrible human beings.
Look
We're
at
nothing-
Rob.
we're
He's
nothing-
a fucking man.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Maybe.
is he?
We all can't be Ryan Gosling.
I think Rob is gender fluid. So
Oh, is that what I'm identifying
well,
with?
species fluid. Some days he's a lizard person.
Yeah.
Some days he's a woman. Some days he's a man.
You will.
Some days he's a piece of shit.
Some days he's a piece
sometimes
of
I'm
shit.
not.
Some days he thinks he's an Oreo.
You will judge me by my pronouns, sir. I'm a Ninja Turtle this week.
Okay, that's another movie. Ninja Turtles.
I've been hearing actually good things about that one.
Yeah.
I haven't. Yeah, I just completely forgot that even came out.
Yeah, it looks decent. I mean, I'm not like a terribly huge fan of that style of animation, that watercolor thing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
cool for Spider-Man, but I don't want to see every fucking animated feature
Yeah.
turn to that. You know?
I'm more excited for the new Ninja Turtle video game that they're working on, The Last Ronin.
Oh yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about it. I saw something about where they greenlit something like that.
Yeah.
Are you excited about it?
Oh yeah. Well, they just did like a little mini trailer. It's got like 4 candles lit.
So how excited are you for it?
Very, because it's gonna have the same like style action like of God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be
cool.
a dark. It's not gonna be like a kids game. It's gonna be for mature audience. So
On a scale
For
of
a
4 turtles and
mature-
1 rat, how excited are you?
4 turtles and 1 rat and 1 vigilante and 1 news reporter.
So, like, can you show us like how excited you are?
I'm excited. There you
Just
go.
that's the excitement there.
Yes.
Okay.
Woohoo.
All right. We'll go with it. But anyways, this article from WHIO TV 7. Ohio roller coaster stalls near top of hill. Riders have to walk down.
The horror.
Walk your fat ass down those steps.
Sandusky, Ohio. A ride on a 205-foot high roller coaster turned out to be a lot more heart-pounding than even the biggest roller coaster enthusiast would have liked. Visitors to Cedar Point Amusement Park in Ohio were evacuated from the Magnum XL 200 roller coaster when it stalled near the peak of the ride's first hill, which stands more than 200 feet tall, WTVG reported. The ride tops out at 205 feet, and when it opened in 1989, was the world's tallest, the Cedar Point website reported. Man, this is hurting my voice talking like that.
It sounds like about to throw in a little 80s hairband.
Yeah. It's one of 18 world-class roller coasters included in the park's featured attractions.
I can't help but
He's
notice
solo.
they worked in the height of the ride like 4 times in the first like 5 sentences. Like it's very important that you understand this is
Yeah.
205 feet
Yeah.
tall.
This is a 5 feet here.
All right, I can't do any more in that voice, man.
That's okay.
But it took workers about a half hour to arrive to help the riders off the train and onto steep metal exit stairs that were about 200 feet from the ground. There goes that 200 feet there.
200 feet.
The TV station's reporters contacted officials at the park to ask what went wrong, but did not immediately receive an answer.
What are they hiding?
Yeah.
Where's the adrenochrome?
WTVG reported that a spokesperson told other news outlets that the problem resulted from a standard ride stoppage after a check engine light came on and the ride stopped moving. Tony Cafago, a tourist from Alaska, you came from all the way from Alaska to Ohio? Wow, just for that shit? Who was
Must
in
be
the area visiting family, unlike his wife and son, is no roller coaster lover. Okay, I'm right there with you, brother. He stayed on the ground and recorded the incident while his wife and son rode. He said in an interview with WTVG that after the ride stalled and didn't start rolling again for about 15 minutes, he realized this was not a glitch.
I always love the family episode where they go. Don't they come to like Cedar Point or like Kings Island for their vacation? And Stewie's like, Brian, are we trash?
It's funny. They say we're going to Columbus, Ohio to Cedar Point, but Cedar Point's not in Columbus,
Right.
Ohio. And he does say, are we trash?
I say that as a person who used to go to like Kings Island like once a year.
Well, that was like always the weekend trip for, you
Right.
know,
Right.
Your
Take the whole
family
day or
during
whatever,
the-
you go to Kings Island.
your
Maybe you
company.
stay overnight.
Your
Yeah.
company gave you passes for the weekend or whatever. All right. Now I got my throat little flourish or nourished there after that drying speech. I'm not even going to read the rest of this. It's just
We get the point.
it's done. Bravo, Rob. Bravo.
Robzilla's over here in the crazy news thread sending us articles about what did it say? Standard ride stoppage.
Very crazy news.
It's wild.
That's
man.
something that people never hear about, Rob.
I know.
My legs are still sore from walking down those stairs, she told the TV station.
I got a sunburn from sitting in the roller coaster for 30 minutes.
My ankles are swollen.
Probably for some of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. But moving on to
There
our...
were no injuries in either instance, according to reports.
Well, that's not crazy news. There's no
Like, Rob, if the cops aren't shooting at somebody or if there's not a decapitation or something.
Yeah.
don't post it.
I don't think you're quite grasping what crazy news is anymore,
No.
Rob.
That's Mr. PBS's world.
They
No, it's pretty easy to know what is crazy and what isn't crazy.
if you read the story and go, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Shut up, fat ass.
I love that.
We did have I guess you can call it the conclusion of the one story we shared a couple times about the woman and her
Business?
no, it was the other one.
Oh yeah. The crazy zombie killer.
Right,
one.
yeah.
They got the dark in them.
Yeah,
the dark nights.
Can't remember her name, but
She's going to jail.
yeah, they actually got the sentence, and her and the boyfriend or husband, whatever they are, going to jail for a long
Boyfriend,
time.
Yeah.
Yep, they're going away. They are going away.
I loved them. They were my babies.
All right. So for those of you that didn't know, Paul Reubens, Pee-Wee Herman actor, died at 70 after private bout of cancer. This comes from variety.com. All right. So Paul Reubens, that is how you say his name, right?
Yeah,
I don't
Paul
want to fuck
Reubens.
that up. The actor best known for portraying the irrepressible, joyfully childlike Pee-Wee Herman, died Sunday night after a private bout of cancer. He was 70. Man, it just doesn't feel like Pee-Wee Herman's 70.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
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 Like, I feel like he should be in his 50s.
Yeah. That
Right.
sounds close to it.
Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years, wrote Reubens in a statement posted to Instagram after his death. I have always felt a huge amount of love and respect from my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you.
Enjoyed making art for you. Tear.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a very heartfelt letter to write there, you know. The Pee-Wee Herman character was known for his bright red bow tie, gray suit, and flat top haircut, and delivered his well-known catchphrases like, I know you are, but what am I? In a distinctive, squeaky, high-pitched voice. It wasn't really high-pitched. I know you are, but what am I?
It's pretty close.
Is
Yeah.
that high-pitched, though? You know?
a little
It's
bit.
slightly elevated, but it's not like super high pitched.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Last night we said farewell to Paul Reubens, and an iconic American actor, comedian, writer, and producer whose beloved character Pee-Wee Herman delighted generations of children and adults with his positivity, whimsy, and belief in the importance of kindness, wrote Reubens, a state in the caption. Paul bravely and privately fought cancer for years with his trademark tenacity and wit. A gifted and prolific talent, he will forever live in the comedy pantheon and in our hearts as a treasured friend and man of remarkable character and generosity of spirit. Born in New York but raised in Sarasota, Florida, Reubens began his career in the 1970s after joining the Los Angeles live comedy troupe, The Groundlings, as an improvisational comedian and stage actor. In 1980, he launched the Pee-Wee Herman Show, a stage production centered on a fictional character he had been developing for years. As Pee-Wee became a cult figure, Reuben's show ran for 5 sold-out months, and he landed a special at HBO. Reubens also committed to the character in his interviews and public appearances. In 1985, he teamed with Tim Burton on Pee-Wee's Big Adventure, the character's feature film debut, which was critical and commercial success. Reubens returned 3 years later for a follow-up film, Big Top Pee-Wee, helmed by Randall Kleiser, however you say that. The character transitioned to television from 86 to 1990 on CBS weekend morning show Pee-Wee's Playhouse. Such a phenomenal show.
Yep.
Influenced by vintage kid shows like Captain Kangaroo, the artistically groundbreaking Pee-Wee's Playhouse won several Emmys and featured colorful postmodernist set designs and music from new wave icons like Mark Mothersbaugh, Cyndi Lauper, and The Residents, along with guest stars including Lawrence Fishburne, Natasha Lyonne, and Jimmy Smits. Reubens had already decided to end Pee-Wee's Playhouse when his image as a beloved childhood hero was tarnished in 1991 after he was arrested for indecent exposure at an adult movie theater in Sarasota, Florida.
You know, all these years later, that's not the craziest thing that's happened in Florida.
No, I
Like
remember
on a
when that
daily
happened.
basis.
Remember when that happened, it was like a big deal because they kind of made it out like he was in a regular theater.
Yeah.
but he was in an adult theater. Like, what do people do when they go to adult theater? Like, they whack it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not like he was at a park whacking it.
I don't think that mugshot helped any. I don't know if you
No.
remember that
Yeah, the
mugshot. Where he's
mugshot
got like the
doesn't-
long dark hair and the
Goatee.
the bit of the goatee beard kind of going on.
He did look like a predator.
He really
Yeah.
did.
He looked like a predator.
Yeah, and that hurt him pretty bad, I think. At the center of the national sex scandal, Reuben's backed away from Pee-wee and began doing press as himself. In the aftermath of the arrest, he did receive support from his fans and other celebrities and appeared at the 1991 MTV Video Music Awards, receiving a standing ovation. Heard any good jokes lately? He said to the crowd.
I remember that.
I saw the video of that on TikTok. I think someone shared like his intro, and it is really good and funny. He got like the crowd was really into him.
Did you see where the video of Jim Carrey doing him on Mad TV is resurfaced? That was hilarious.
I think it was In Living Color.
In Living Color, sorry, not Mad TV.
I loved In Living Color.
And In Living Color was really good.
Homie the Clown.
Yeah.
Homie, don't play that.
I thought Jim Carrey had some of the best skits on that show.
Oh, Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill was
I think
phenomenal.
the fitness woman. I forget her name.
The bodybuilder.
Hi.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You couldn't do that one nowadays.
No.
Definitely not.
People cry about that.
Yeah.
You're canceled.
Okay, so he wouldn't again reprise the iconic role until 2010 when he revived the Pee-wee Herman show on Broadway and made several other appearances on WWE Raw and in a couple digital sketches for Funny or Die. In 2016, Rubens co-wrote and starred in Netflix's Pee-wee's Big Holiday, a sequel to 1988's Big Top, which would serve as Rubens' final film role before his death. I didn't know he did that. I'll have to watch that now.
I didn't either.
Throughout his career, Reuben starred in a variety of other projects, as well as including Kinka Usher's superhero comedy Mystery Men. That's
a
fucking
good one.
love
Mystery
him
Men's
in
awesome.
Mystery Men as the spleen.
Yeah.
Oh, my finger. And Ted DeMee's biographical crime drama Blow. Oh, that's right. He was in Blow.
Yep.
He also appeared in Batman Returns. I remember that. Oh, he was so great in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Matilda. And his television credits include 30 Rock, Blacklist, Pushing Daisies, Hercules, Rugrats, Reno 911, and What We Do in the Shadows. I don't remember him in that.
I'm gonna have to find out.
Yeah, we got to find that out now.
I think it was the movie. He was in the movie. For part
Okay.
of it.
Oh, the movie. Okay.
In 2002, after turning himself into the Hollywood Division of Los Angeles Police Department, Rubens was charged with misdemeanor possession of obscene material and improperly depicting a child under the age of 18 in a sexual conduct. Oh, shit. A self-proclaimed collector of erotica, Rubens disagreed with the city's classification of pornography. His child pornography charges were dropped in 2004 after he agreed to plead guilty to a lesser misdemeanor obscenity charge.
I watched a video about that whole thing, and he was like a big collector of like vintage pornography. Like,
Yeah.
they even had like some of the people who sold him that stuff. Like he bought it in bulk. So it's not like he was going through the stuff
And
he's seeing like underage kids. Or
ooh,
something.
I want this picture.
He would just buy whatever. And there was something like the DA didn't even want to do it. And then maybe there was like somebody who was going for like a political position and they kind of pushed him to do it a little bit.
Yeah.
So like they didn't even really want to do anything to him. And so I think they just mainly made some little plea deal where he said, yeah, sure. I'll say I did this or this, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Just so
then-
they don't waste the taxpayers'
Right.
money.
And then all the charges are gone in like a year or two.
In an interview with NBC News, Stone Phillips, Herman said in 2005, one thing I want to make very, very clear. I don't want anyone for 1 second to think that I am titillated by images of children. It's not me. You can say lots of things about me, and you might. The public may think I'm weird. They may think I'm crazy or anything that anyone wants to think about me. That's all fine. As long as one of the things you're not thinking about me is that I'm a pedophile, because that's not true. For his death, Rubens was developing 2 Pee-wee Herman projects, one a black comedy titled The Pee-wee Herman Story, and the other a family adventure film called Pee-wee's Playhouse the Movie. Oh, man, that sucks. We're not going to get to see any of that. And I mean, I think when you think of Pee-wee Herman, everybody thinks of the iconic scene, Tequila.
You know, it was funny. I hadn't thought of that scene in a long time, and I was at work when the article first came up,
Right.
and like, oh, that's kind of sad. And then I remember that scene because I hadn't watched the movie in forever, but I used to watch it a lot when I was younger. And that scene kind of came back to me after having not thought about it at all for 10 or 15 years or whatever. Made me kind of extra sad. Like, oh, I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
I remember how I wanted his bike because I thought it was just so badass.
Tell him large Marge sent you.
He gets in the car with the escaped criminal.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you do? You know those tags on the mattresses that say "Do not remove"?
Right. Yeah.
Cut them off.
Yeah. He's like, oh my God.
So
He was so awesome.
I need to rewatch that because I just seen those little clips come back and like, wow, I used to watch that so
Now,
much.
So for What We Do in the Shadows, he was in the first season, episode 7, the trial, when they're Laszlo and Najee.
Oh, so he was one of the elders.
Yeah. So I have to go back because I don't remember that. I remember Wesley Snipes was one of them.
Was Batista was one of them, wasn't he?
No. There's some other people in there.
I thought
forget
Batista
who.
was on the vampire council that tried them.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one. I know
think he is.
I know Wesley Snipes is.
Yeah, such a great career.
Yeah.
And I mean, for something that he just did to kind of see how people would react to it, and it just fucking blew up for him.
We said he did I saw some like TikToks of like his appearance on the Letterman show or something. And it's really funny. Like he told this one long bad joke, but as Pee-Wee, and it was like really funny by the time we got to the punchline. He even said like, I'm not good with like punchlines. I'm not like a punchline comic.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to develop this character to do this whole routine with.
I watched an interview with him and Jimmy Kimmel, and he was talking about Jimmy was like, do people ever approach you and ask you to do things or go with them? He was like, yeah. He was like, I just recently started just enjoying life, and somebody invites me somewhere, I just show up. And he said he went over to somebody's house that he knew but didn't know very well. And he said it is fucking hilarious just hearing him. Like, I will do no justice telling this story, trying to remember it from watching this video for 5 minutes earlier. But he said he went over to this person's house that he knew but didn't know all that well. And he said he shows up, and before you know it, it's this fucking hillbilly event. And he says he walks outside, and this person's like, I'm Steve, Steve's cousin and Carrie's father and uncle and this and that. Nice to meet you. And he said it was just one thing after another. And he said like one of the highlights that's made his night that night was some lady said, you being here is like the closest thing to Marilyn Monroe being here. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I mean, I guess you take that with, prestige. Like, Marilyn Monroe's great, but I just thought that was so fucking funny. Like, only he would have a fucking story to tell like that.
See, I saw people sharing like some of the cameos he'd sent them over the years or whatever.
Yeah.
They all seemed like really funny and kind of heartfelt,
Yeah.
He just seemed like an odd dude who just kind of did his thing,
Yeah. He was a good dude. I think.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice, genuine guy who's just a little bit,
he liked his porn.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like their porn? Let's be honest.
He's a collector of
erotica.
Vintage erotica.
Vintage erotica. Yeah. Next show. And joining us, he's a collector of vintage erotica. Robzilla.
He's got a Playboy from 1991.
It's not child pornography. It's vintage erotica.
Is that what we're going to call it now?
Yeah.
You think Jared from Subway was like, whoa. I'm not a pedophile. I'm a vintage erotica collector.
Yeah.
Minor erotica.
Yeah.
This wasn't child pornography back then, so how could it be now?
Sir, that's just not
over
gonna fly
18
here, sir.
now.
There wasn't these laws in place back then.
Yeah.
They could smoke cigarettes and drink at this age.
Like,
So
look, if
have
they
a few
were
beers
young
on the way
enough to work
home.
in a coal mine, why can't I take some naked pictures of them?
This kid lost his arm in a warehouse 2 months after this was taken. Now you tell me, is that a child? He's working to support his family.
God, somebody's going to really use that argument sometime soon. I just
Oh
know it.
yeah, you know it's
I just
coming.
know it.
Oh yeah. You see the despair in his face. He's like, they're gonna
I
use it.
bet if we put that out on like some kind of Reddit forum, some judge or some lawyer would say, yeah, I've heard it before.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
I've heard him use that before.
The amount of lawyers and judges who have heard some weird, crazy shit as a defense.
Oh yeah.
Get Chris Hansen on the phone.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
It never gets old. They're like, oh, he's like, oh, why you want to do this to my face, to this 12-year-old girl?
I love.
I didn't know that.
I love when Chris Hansen walks in and they immediately stand. Most of them immediately stand up because they know who he is.
Yeah, they go.
Why don't you take a seat there? Like he's just casual. Like, why don't you take a seat there?
They act like they're gonna let him go. They're like, cops are on the way.
I fucking missed that show, man.
That shit was intense.
That guy killing himself ruined it for all of us. I mean, they still kind of do it like on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you have these people now that have these organizations that do it, and they trace these people down in the stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
Yeah.
Have you seen where the guy's like, I just want shampoo?
Yeah.
And they're like,
No.
why you want to fuck my daughter?
Just tell us the truth. I won't call the cops.
That stuff is so weird because, like, for one, like the internet has like disconnected people from reality.
Yeah, it definitely has.
So I'm sure some of those dudes really in their mind don't think, oh yeah, I am going to meet a 4-year-old or a 4-year-old,
4-year-old, Jesus.
a 14-year-old for, sex or whatever. Like,
Well,
it doesn't occur like, oh, that's just something I said online. That's not real.
Listen, I do think there are a lot of child predators, obviously, and they're very dangerous people. But some of these people I see on, these Dateline and even the people that you see on like TikTok getting chased down in the grocery stores, I think they're like really lonely people, and they're just, I mean, obviously they haven't had that level of intimacy with an adult, so they eventually try to get it with a child. Now, I'm not sympathizing with them at all. I'm just saying they have a fucking problem, just like
there's a few of those old To Catch a Predator episodes, but there'll be some dude. It's usually like a younger dude, like in his early 20s.
Yeah.
And you can just tell he's like never gotten attention from women or anybody. And they just talk to the person who would talk to them.
Yeah.
So that's one reason I kind of don't like the show, because they could have like just helped those guys and be like, dude, you don't really want to do this. You might like the attention and think you want to do this, but you don't want to do
now
this.
for the dude that's like married and has 2 kids and he
drives
goes
2 hours across state line.
and all that.
he drives to another state.
That's
brings
a
his-
predator.
To
brings
me,
his grocery bag full of 6-pack wine coolers and condoms.
pizza and Wendy's,
Some oxy.
and he's like meeting a 12-year-old boy. Like, that's the guy that's the predator right
Yeah.
there.
That's the guy who's definitely got some.
Well,
bad
I've
stuff.
seen even on the TikTok, a couple of those guys, they're not there mentally, as you can tell as well. They're a little off.
Yeah,
There's
they're
some of
just
them.
fucking crazy.
Well, the crazy, or they're just not have that mental capacity as well.
Yeah.
So
But
I think I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start me one of those predator websites. Like, yeah, just bring me some Wendy's.
it's like the South Park episode. Like, I brought Wendy's. They all shoot themselves. Hey, I brought Wendy's. Oh, it's Chris Hansen. Oh.
why don't you have a seat, sir?
But that was definitely not Pee-Wee.
No, Pee-Wee was in the erotic adult theater
Right.
where people go to jerk off.
Right.
It wasn't some random place.
Again, not even the craziest thing that happens on a random Wednesday in Florida anymore.
Do you think like they just saw him and they were like, that's a fucking weirdo right there. Let's call the cops.
Like,
on him."
here's my question. I saw a TikTok about this one too. And like, I want to know, like, who ratted on Pee-Wee?
Yeah.
Like, who's the guy who was like, yeah, I saw Pee-Wee jerking it back there. Like, sir, what were you doing at the porn theater? Oh, well, I mean,
Do you think that's what it was? Like, because I mean, how many people jerked off in those adult theaters?
I don't
Who-
even want to know.
Who went in
Yeah.
there and just watched it and got up and applauded? Like,
Put
brilliant
it,
movie.
Phenomenal scene.
put it on their letterbox. 4
Yeah.
stars.
4 stars.
Debbie
Production
does.
value was a little lacking.
Debbie Does Dallas was a great storyline, great acting, great physical interaction.
As
Yeah.
people stare at you like, what?
I could not take my eyes away from the screen. Really.
I bet you couldn't.
Like people used to go to those theaters to have interactions with other people, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it just seemed like looking back and thinking about it, it does seem weird that they caught him. I think somebody knew it was him, and they were like,
Like, oh my God,
That's
fucking
my
Pee-Wee Herman.
2 questions about the
Yeah.
incident. Question 1 is, who reported it, and did somebody give them the side eye? And 2, Pee-Wee couldn't afford a VCR in the 80s. Come on, Pee-Wee.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
You can.
I know it was
afford your
early,
own.
but get the VCR.
Well, maybe he wanted the thrill of jerking off in public.
Wow! And what was it with the cherry? What are you doing in cherry, Pee-Wee? Nothing, Cherry. Go back to sleep.
You think when they were like, "What are you doing, sir?" And he was like, "I know you are, but what am I?"
That would be funny. That would have been a great skit for him to do after
Yeah.
that.
Jerking it too, I see, huh?
to do it in character as Pee-wee. I'll tell you something.
You think when they handcuffed, he was like, "Oh man."
Oh man.
I still remember when I was younger and seeing like the Cheech and Chong films on TV. He's in one or two of them as like a bit character.
Yeah.
And that kind of blew my mind. Like, what? Pee-wee's in a Cheech and Chong movie?
Pull my finger for Pee-wee.
Oh my gosh.
The Spleen Man, one of the best superheroes ever invented.
That was a
Mystery
good movie.
Yeah, if you're listening and you've never seen Mystery Men, fucking watch Mystery Men.
I'll have to watch it. It's been a long while.
It's a great fucking movie.
It's been a long while though.
Who's the main character in that?
Ben Stiller in it.
Ben Stiller
Ben
is
Stiller-
like Mr. Fury or something.
And then William
Jimmy-
H.
Macy's the shoveler.
Yeah, the shoveler.
Janine Garofalo, please.
She got the bowling ball.
One of the funniest scenes in that movie is when William H. Macy's talking to his wife about all the hard work he does. I shovel nonstop.
I'm the shoveler. I shovel.
Yeah.
Greg
great-
Kinnear, Paul Rubens,
it's-
William H. Macy, Hank Azaria,
All kinds of people in that movie, dude.
Jeffrey Rush.
It's really great. Look up real quick. Are any of Pee-wee's movies streaming? I think they're on Max, maybe.
I think Pee-wee's Big Adventure might be streaming on Max. I don't know about Big Top Pee-wee. I was looking it up, and then obviously the Pee-wee's Holiday we talked about is on Netflix.
Let me see here. The Big Adventure is on. Let me see here. They're available to buy on Amazon Prime and Vudu.
I thought they had
The Pee-wee Herman show's on Hulu.
Are you a vegetarian? Are you kidding? Did you steal Mrs. Steve's apples?
He's like sounds so angry too, like frustrated.
Now, do you think when they like confronted him in the theater?
I'm having a party and you're invited.
Sir, we need you to
Looks
stand
like
up
Big
and-
Top Pee-wee is streaming on like Prime, MGM Plus, Paramount, Showtime.
Mhm.
I always kind of like that one. It's definitely not as good as Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
But I remember watching that one a bunch when I was going up to Pee-wee in the Circus.
I don't even remember that one that well. Just because I just remember the Big Adventure one.
Yeah.
I think it just
Hi, Mario.
Oh man, look at all this. The soundboards.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Wasn't there? Remember the Pee-wee doll, Pee-wee Herman doll?
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
think I remember
Didn't have the pull
Yeah,
string
it had
on
the
it.
pull
It said
string.
I had
Yeah.
it. I think I had it.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Such a great talent, man. The world truly lost a great person.
They talk about like how many people kind of got their start on the show. Like Lawrence Fishburne was kind of big on there as the
He was like the
cowboy. or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple other actors who got on there.
It's a great show. I mean, great movies, great show. So sad we lost him, man. All right. So I think this one's going to be near and dear to Mr. PBS, this next celebrity that we lost. Let me move the cursor over. There we go. You want to read this one, man?
Yeah, I can do that. Let me
All right.
close some of these tabs here.
This one comes from Variety.com.
Variety. I usually, personally, I kind of wait like when somebody dies for Variety to put something out because Variety usually does a pretty good solid write-up.
Yeah. Yep.
So one is William Friedkin, The Exorcist director, dies at 87.
And that's a good life right there.
Billy Friedkin. Director William Friedkin, best known for his Oscar-winning The French Connection and blockbuster The Exorcist, died Monday in Los Angeles. He was 87. His death was confirmed by Chapman University Dean Stephen Galloway, a friend of Friedkin's wife, Sherry Lansing. His final film, The Caine Mutiny Court Martial, starring Kiefer Sutherland, is set to premiere at the Venice Film Festival. Along with Peter Bogdanovich, Francis Ford Coppola, and Hal Ashby, Friedkin rose to the A-list status in the 1970s, part of a new generation of vibrant, risk-taking filmmakers, combining his experience in television, particularly in documentary film, with a cutting-edge style of editing. Friedkin brought a great deal of energy to the horror and police thriller genres in which he specialized.
Ooh.
The French Connection was an incredibly fast-paced and morally ambiguous tale, shot in documentary style and containing one of cinema's most justifiably famous car chase sequences. Connection won several Oscars, including Best Picture, Director, and Actor Gene Hackman, and became a touchstone for the police genre in films and television for years to come.
Can I just say I've never watched The French Connection?
Good.
Yeah.
I've never seen
A lot of people still
clips.
talk to it to this day about it.
I mean, it mentions the car chase alone is great. It's actually there was a big deal a couple weeks ago because the version is streaming is slightly edited because Gene Hackman, Popeye Doyle.
What's it streaming on?
I don't know if it's streaming right now. It was on Criterion.
Okay.
Rob can look that up while I'm talking. And but Gene Hackman's character uses the N-word, I believe, at a certain part.
Oh, wow.
And they, for some reason, well, not just for some reason, obviously, but they edited it out.
Okay.
And I guess a lot of the streaming services are using the edited version.
So you say, hey, Nick.
Right. They say if you're looking for it, it's actually kind of obvious and kind of awkward the way they do it. Because they cut it out and there's like a cut like right after it or something that makes it kind of obvious. So
Cheers, buddy.
worth checking out.
You want to cheers me up?
Sure.
There we go.
Anyway, after the critical glory of The French Connection came 1973's The Exorcist, which grossed an astounding $500 million worldwide, and along with The Godfather, initiated the blockbuster era in motion pictures. Adapted from William Peter Blatty's novel about the demonic possession of a young girl, The Exorcist was a heavy stylized thriller as influential on the horror genre as Connection had been with cop thrillers. It brought him a second Oscar nomination as Best Director. Friedkin started in the mailroom of the Chicago TV station WGN, where he quickly rose to directing television shows and documentaries. He said he directed about 2,000 TV shows during those early years, including 1962 documentary The People vs. Paul Crump about the rehabilitation of a man on death row. It won him a Golden Gate Award at the San Francisco Film Festival and led him to a job leading the documentary division at WBKB and subsequently to a gig directing documentaries for producer David L. Wolper. In the mid-'60s, he left documentaries behind, hoping to break into feature filmmaking. He directed an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents before he got his break when producer Steve Broidy hired him to direct the pop music story Good Times, starring Sonny and Cher in 1967. Its cutting-edge style, like that of the films of contemporary Richard Lester, gave the movie some flash. On the strength of that movie, Friedkin was hired for The Night They Raided Minsky's, a nostalgic piece centered on the world of burlesque that Friedkin imbued with a fresh, modern look via the camera work and editing. He segued into two rather stage-bound vehicles, an adaptation of Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party and Matt Crowley's The Boys in the Band.
The Boys in the Band.
Neither was a portent of what was to come. In 1971, when he directed The French Connection, and 1973's heavily stylized horror film The Exorcist was yet another departure for Friedkin. But The Exorcist proved to be his last box office bonanza. He did not direct another movie until 1977's Sorcerer, a challenging remake of Henri Georges Clouzot's The Wages of Fear. It went well over budget and disappointed at the time, though what has since become appreciated. He followed those with Thriller, The Thriller, Brink's Job, the controversial Cruising, and the 1983 comedy Deal of the Century. I'll talk about Sorcerer here in a minute, but it's definitely worth checking out, and Cruising with Al Pacino.
Oh, nice.
During the 1980s, Friedkin and Blatty partnered on an Exorcist 3 project, but Friedkin exited over creative differences. In 1985, he demonstrated his ability as an interesting stylistic director with To Live and Die in L.A., a handsome, well-received thriller that was only a moderate financial success. That's another one I'm getting ready to watch soon. That's got William Peterson and Willem Dafoe. It's kind of like a cop thriller, and Willem Dafoe is like he's printing his own money.
Yeah.
And Peterson's like the Secret Service agent or whatever who's going after him.
Notice he's getting ready to rewatch it and not watch Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe when Ridley Scott dies. Friedkin was spending most of his time working in television on series such as Tales from the Crypt, The Twilight Zone, Space Quest, and CAT Squad. In 2000, he directed the moderately successful military drama Rules of Engagement. That's one I want to see.
I remember the name, but I don't think I've seen it.
It's got Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah, I've seen parts of that.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, that was I watched that a long time ago. Now that I think about it,
yeah, it's kind of like
I remember it being decent.
Yeah, like the last of those kind of 90s thrillers. I kind of want to check out.
That was one that kind of like propelled Samuel L. Jackson back in the spotlight or whatever.
When he married studio head Sherry Lansing in 1991, he once again began directing feature films on a regular basis. In between, he directed a remake of 12 Angry Men for cable that was well received, as well as the documentary Howard Hawks, American Artist, and a re-release of The Exorcist with supplementary footage, grossed $40 million in the U.S. During the 2000s, Friedkin took to the big screen with the 2003 thriller The Hunted, starring Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro, and the 2007 horror movie Bug, starring Ashley Judd and Harry Connick Jr., with Tracy Letts adapting his own stage play, which Friedkin has seen in 2004.
That's a different type of movie there.
Bug?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talking about The Hunted lately. I don't know if you've seen that one.
That was
I remembered when that
intense.
came out, but
Yeah.
I never watched it.
That was, I don't know if it made like a big dent, but like everybody you talk to who's seen it really likes it.
Yeah.
And it's like Tommy Lee Jones is hunting Benicio del Toro. It's one of those
Right.
ones where like they knife fight and the tracking is supposed to be like super accurate, that
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
stuff.
It's pretty badass. Like
It's
the total fight scene. In it,
Hey,
yeah,
if Robzilla says it's good,
yeah.
gotta check it out.
I've literally watched the fight scenes, but it's really good anyways.
He-
The time they
This is a man of expertise when it comes to fight scenes.
yeah,
It's
all I'm gonna
very it's very much like Rambo.
Oh
First
yeah.
Blood.
yeah.
it's-
It's very, very brutal.
In 2011, he finished Killer Joe, which Letts adapted from his own play with Matthew McConaughey and Emile Hirsch in the lead. The controversial crime pick had a limited release in the U.S. in 2012. The film, estimated to have been budgeted at $11 million, grossed only $4 million worldwide. Friedkin also directed 2 episodes of CSI. Born in Chicago, Friedkin attended Sen High School, where he was not much of a student, but sought to develop his basketball prowess to pro level. Since he never grew taller than 6 feet, however, he changed his career path to journalism. The director, who had spent years working in the documentary form himself, appeared in many documentaries over the years about films and filmmakers, including 2003's A Decade Under the Influence and Pure Cinema, Through the Eyes of the Master. He was married to newscaster Kelly Lang and actors Leslie Ann Dowd and Jean Moreau. He is survived by 4th wife, Lansing, and 2 sons.
Jesus.
Pretty
It
full
looks,
life.
yeah, it looks like with the streaming, there's nothing for it for free from I see here. It's mostly Prime Video, Google Play, iTunes, Vudu, and
Do we have
Apple
that
to rent.
video of him yelling at that like
Nicholas Winding Refn.
yeah, that is fucking great.
Should be in the
right
chat there somewhere. But yeah, Sorcerer has kind of made a comeback in a lot of people's minds. It was really hard to find for a long time. And I think it's actually one of those movies. I think it came out like the same week as Star Wars or something like that. So of course, how are you going to go up against, one of the all-time kind of blockbusters?
So then it got kind of overshadowed at that point,
Yeah.
which any movie would be.
And it may not have been well received when it first came out, but it's gained sort of a big following. And then Cruising is the one where Al Pacino, where there's I don't know if it's a serial killer kind of going around killing gay men. So Al Pacino's got to go undercover into the gay scene and go after him.
Oh, okay.
He's got to go to all the gay bars, and he's got to find out what the handkerchiefs mean in your back pocket and all that. It's just it's something else. It's worth checking out. That's another one that was really kind of hard to find for a long time.
Mm.
And it's gotten some decent re-releases over the years.
Sounds like you like it, man.
I've only seen it once. I need to recheck that one out. I actually rewatched The Exorcist today. I hadn't seen that one in quite a long time. It's one of those movies that
Oh, I'm like you. I have no regrets about Only God Forgives. I think it's a
Right, I mean,
masterpiece.
okay.
It is.
Good.
I just didn't make it very
Is there a
expensive.
doctor in the house? We need to get a medic in here. Is there a doctor around?
I just didn't make it.
If you
I
think
made
that's
it
a
very
masterpiece, what is Citizen Kane?
It's great, but it was an inexpensive movie.
like the way he looks at the camera.
financially.
Is it shit?
And I have just 2 questions left. When you were
I have a
mentioning,
third. Where is there a medic for this man?
when you were mentioning,
Did you hear the ambulance pull up?
won't let that go.
Citizen Kane, you forgot to add Drive. We'll let that slip.
We won't know about Drive for another 30 years,
30 seconds.
whether it lives or dies. I'm talking about films. 2001 was made in 1968.
I made this film about 4 years ago, so it's about
4
time.
years is a zip. It's not even a blip. It's not a pimple on the asshole of humanity. 4 years. But 2001 was made in 1968 and holds up like gangbusters. It's better than all this other similar crap. And
My
Citizen
exit question
Kane,
is, 'cause we know about
Citizen
we
Kane
know about your
was
history with
made
Citizen
in
Kane, and it's the greatest film ever made.
1941,
We know that. My point
and
is,
it lives.
And it lives.
He
Man, what a
people
guy.
have been saying that he was kind of messing. They were kind of messing with each other there because they were friendly and did a couple of interviews or whatever. But that's William Friedkin right there in a nutshell. Though he was like that. He had his opinions and he'd tell you. He was a big movie guy. I listened to I don't remember. It must have been a little video for like Wired or something, and it was like Friedkin just talking about like his favorite movies for 15 minutes. It was really good. He had a lot of classic bangers on there.
Classic bangers.
Classic
Some
bangers.
PBS bangers.
Oh yeah, it's just right.
We should do that like every other Friday that we're not off. We should have PBS bangers for the week.
Yeah,
we could do that. We could do that.
Where you recommend like 5 movies for people to watch or something like that.
Maybe we can look into that. I was thinking we need to make like a little seal of approval, like Sleazy Podcast seal of approval. So when we talk about new movies, we could put our little seal on the movie poster or whatever.
Yeah, there we go.
Do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Sleazy approved.
check out this film.
Like a stamp, you know. All right, so I think that's it from celebrity deaths.
I feel like a couple more people died this week too.
Yeah,
Sinead O'Connor.
Huh?
Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, Sinead O'Connor died.
Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
Yep, she passed away.
The dude that played Dale in King of the Hill passed away.
Yep, he died.
What was his name? Rob, look it up.
I think it was like Hardwick or something like that.
And that way we don't miss. Dude, we're at 51 minutes already. We're gonna have to cut something.
Pee-Wee's a big deal. So it was Hurricane.
Yeah, I mean,
Johnny Hardwick.
Johnny Hardwick. There we go. All right, so do we have this? Okay, you got a whole video of this Riverboat Brawl.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if there's any sound to it at all, but it's just the vertical video of the brawl or whatever.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't know, Riverboat Brawls on it.
Around the world.
So these gentlemen pulled their pontoon boat in, and these riverboats were trying to park there. They couldn't park there. They needed these guys to move. So this guy whose job it is to,
like security guard. And it goes in there and tells him to move. It's ready to move it. It's kind of
he's moving
down.
For him. Yeah, he unhooks it and pushes it away.
Yeah.
And they just run and jump him. And then other entitled people run in and jump there. And then before you know it, people are running off the boat, running from other directions.
Swimming off the boat.
This guy, the guy swimming right.
This guy jumps off the boat, swims all the way across.
He jumps from the other side of the river or whatever.
He's swimming just to get a can of whoop ass out.
He was waiting for this moment.
Yeah. This is just so great. These entitled motherfuckers got their ass beat.
Yeah.
There's so many great edits going around.
Oh yeah, they get taken down immediately though.
The guy throws his hat and he's singing out to all the people to come help.
Yeah.
And all these other dudes show up.
I love the ones where they're like making it out to be like Avengers.
Right, the portal open.
Yeah. Assemble!
I mean, look at this. It just goes from one thing to the next.
I don't know if this video has the
He
chair
ain't fitting
shot.
to do
on it.
nothing.
They got the chair shot, and there was like a bunch of TikToks going around. Like the folding chair was invented by a black man in like 1911. Or whatever. And I think one of the group was like the guy had the folding chair in front of the woman, and Rob Van Dam was giving her the Van Daminator.
I saw where people are making shirts and decals now of like the chair is like found out in this try that in a small town or something like that.
Like this, the police put out that they were looking for the guy who did the chair shot. They're like, if you saw him, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
That guy ain't getting turned in.
It did feel bad for one lady who was probably there just trying to break things up.
Yeah.
He fucking laid her out, dude. Like Attitude WWE era style. He fucking laid her out and she dropped.
Yeah, there was, like you said, there's one woman I saw. She was trying to pull the one guy off.
Yeah,
like she didn't.
That dude didn't get like. He was like Stone Cold coming out that one time with the chair, where he just hit everybody with the chair.
Yeah.
That's who that dude was. He was just hitting whoever he could see.
Here's an update for the chair wielding guy arrested in charge. So, the Montgomery Police Department announced Friday that Reggie Ray turned himself in, and he's been charged with disorderly conduct and being held in the municipal jail.
Yes.
He should get off just for his name, Reggie Ray.
It is a cool name.
It is. I'm jealous.
I love this guy that was working there. He took his work shirt off, his badge off, his hat off, and he was ready to throw down.
Yeah.
The other 4 arrested and charged with some kind of third-degree assault was Mackie Shipman, Alan Todd, Mary Todd, and Richard Roberts.
Very
Todd.
Richard Roberts, 48, was first arrested. He's accused of punching a 16-year-old dockhand.
crazy though. I mean, it just everybody got fucking involved in this.
The greatest part still, besides the church, was that guy who swam across,
Yeah,
just ready to whip some ass. It's water. It's wild.
it's
wild.
wild. Love it.
Commentary is fantastic.
It is. This isn't even the crazy part of this.
It's like part.
Yeah, once they let those motherfuckers off the boat, it gets crazy, dude. Well, they don't even let them off the boat; they just run off the boat.
Yeah. The 4 guys that have their shirts on, just in a sag ready to fight.
There's these people right now. I hate entitled motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They knew better. They just thought they didn't have to apply or abide by anything.
Right.
Fucking assholes, dude. They got what they deserved.
Jake from State Farm?
You don't want to see that State Farm commercial.
What if I need additional coverage on the new place?
No
worries.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, though. Like everywhere you go, there's some entitled motherfucker that thinks that they don't have to do anything. They don't care about anybody else, and it's all about them.
These are the same people that have their phones on at the movies.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start bringing a fold-up chair to the movies. With me. And when somebody gets on their phone or something, I'm just gonna run down and fucking just hit them with the chair and run out of the theater.
And I'll just throw on a ref shirt and count 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It's fucking assholes, dude. It's about time. Maybe people will see this shit from now on. They'll be like, I should think twice before being an asshole.
Well, somebody
might hit me with a chair.
Well, I even saw you speak about entitlement. Like I saw this one clip. This woman, she's crying to her dad because she killed this woman in a drunk driving accident because she was. And I don't want to go to jail for 15 years.
I don't want to go away for 15 years.
Well, guess what, bitch? You're gonna go. Your blood alcohol was 2 times the legal limit. You're fucking going.
I hate to break the news to you, Mandy, but you're going to jail. You killed somebody in a vehicle under the influence.
This thing isn't a fucking choice, bitch. You're going.
They're probably gonna make an example of you.
Yeah.
And your life is over. Yeah. Let's just face the facts.
And let's just face it, you're gonna be someone's bitch in the woman's prison. So
yeah, it's one thing you get drunk and you wreck your car and nobody's hurt but you. You kill somebody, it's time to go to jail.
Yeah, you gotta
pay the piper.
You gotta own up on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no getting out of that unless you're uber rich and it doesn't hit the media.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just we suffer from a big problem with entitled folks, man. They just don't think certain things apply to them because they've never had hardships in their life and they've been handed a lot of things and never had to deal with consequences.
Well, and her father's a multi-millionaire or whatever.
Was he really?
He's because Mackie can tell. Well, honey, I'm trying, and then you hear a voice like, "Oh, that bitch is rich." Yeah,
I heard him say, "We got the best folks on this."
Yeah, you get the best of whatever, but that bitch is going. Sorry,
she'll probably do a couple years. Time
that bitch
served.
15.
Yeah, she's not going to do that time. I don't think if her daddy's really that rich.
Yeah. Well.
So, Netflix released a new movie.
Yeah. Cloned Tyrone.
They cloned Tyrone, starring Jamie Foxx. The return of Jamie Foxx.
John Boyega.
And John Boyega. Yeah, I'm pulling it up here on IMDb.com. So they clone Tyrone. If it wants to.
Robzilla, have you seen this film yet?
No, he hasn't.
Now, with Xfinity Mobile, we get the fastest mobile.
He went out to.
He was too busy rewatching the fight from The Hunted.
Yeah.
No, I was watching the anime that's back on.
No, dude, it's all he was talking about at dinner. Like, anime's back on. It's so fucking awesome.
I know.
I'm like, buddy, I will take your word for it. I'm just not interested in it.
Rob's the guy jerking into the anime theater.
Yeah. All right.
Fighting
So
phenomenal.
They Cloned Tyrone, directed by Jewel Taylor. Did I say that right? Or Yule Taylor?
Yule Taylor.
Writers Tony Retmayer, Yule Taylor. Stars John Boyega, Jamie Foxx, Tayana Paris. All right. So it's funny. You can't pinpoint like what time or era this movie is in. Did you get that feeling from it?
I mean, I think it's purposely that way. It's
Yeah.
definitely like it's modern times, but characters like Jamie Foxx is very much playing like a kind of 70s pimp.
It's funny.
That's the feel I got from the trailer.
It feels like it's mixed between the 70s and 90s.
Right.
So, like some of the cars they're driving are really old, but then they have flip phones and then, certain other things. The TVs are really shitty, but it's just funny. You just can't pinpoint it to a certain era.
Right. And I think that's on purpose too.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. I thought it was an okay movie. A lot of people on Letterboxd, it's like got 3.6 star rating.
Yeah.
So on here, what's it on IMDb? It's a 6.7 out of 10. So that's not bad.
What'd you rate it on Letterboxd?
I gave it a 2.5.
I figured
I just thought it was average. It entertained me for the night, but once again, it's like a prototypical Netflix movie. Like it's just okay. It's just entertaining for one watch, and it fills the void of a boring evening. We'll just say that.
I was a little more into this one.
I know you really liked it. That's what made me watch it.
I don't know if I rated it on Letterboxd. It'd probably be like 3 or 3.5.
Oh wow, you liked it that much, huh?
Yeah, I thought that it was. It's a science fiction film basically, where John Boyega's character is like, I don't even know what you call him, like, part of the local gang, maybe kind of a local drug dealer.
I would say he's like a drug dealer,
pretty much
collector or something.
And he's sort of interacting with these other people in the town, and then he gets shot pretty early on in the movie, and then he wakes up the next day.
Yeah,
and you're kind of not sure what exactly is going on with him just yet. And then he and Jamie Foxx's character, and what was the woman's name? I can't remember.
Well, it's funny because it starts out after he gets shot. Is it after he gets shot? Somebody's walking around the
like down the street
all beat up, and it kind of looks like it's him.
Right. Can't really tell quite.
Yeah, but you kind of assume like, oh, maybe that's him. And a black SUV pulls up and grabs the person and speeds off.
Right.
You're like, ooh, this just got interesting.
It's one of those ones where something's definitely going on, and then they find a secret entrance under the town, and it kind of goes from there.
I'll give it to them. They definitely tried something different,
right.
And it was out there. So I mean, that was cool about it. And I may revisit this down the road and like it a little bit more.
I like the concept quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I like the characters, like all the actors. I think it's well directed. I like the premise a lot. It's like you say, it's kind of I don't think it's actually a Netflix movie. It's one they bought.
Yeah.
But it's like an hour and 51 or something like that. And it gave me some like They Live kind of vibes in a way. I forget what
a little bit.
What I thought of it was like kind of like a Get Out or Us meets They Live in a way. So it's kind of got that satirical edge to it a little bit. I was thinking as I was watching it, like, man, if this was like 10 or 15 minutes shorter, like if this was like 100-minute banging it out kind of science fiction kind of comedy thing, it would be really, really great.
And it has a I don't know how to say that. I don't want to spoil it for those of you that haven't seen it, but there's a great cameo towards the end. If you want to say that cameo, I wouldn't say it's a cameo, but a surprise character pops up and you're like, oh, okay, I can work with this. But yeah, I mean, it's entertaining. I enjoyed it.
I'd say for me, it's better than your average Netflix movie.
Really? See, I just thought it was kind of average with Netflix. So
yeah,
I wasn't blown away, but I was entertained for a couple of hours.
I feel like Jamie Foxx, they try to make him as the lead character, but I think it's John Boyega's character.
Yeah. They kind of advertise it as if it's a Jamie Foxx movie, but it's more of a John Boyega movie,
Okay.
if anything. Which he did a really great job, for being British and playing.
Right.
Well, he's underrated in my opinion as an actor. In my opinion.
Well, we haven't seen him in a whole lot other than Star Wars and
but what he's done
other
is
things.
Attack the Block.
Yeah, I think we all liked Attack the Block when that came out.
Oh yeah, Attack the Block was great.
I guess
That's one I need to
he's been
rewatch.
talking with the director and trying to do the sequel to it.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, they've been wanting to do it. So
that's a great movie, man.
it is.
I want to watch it.
I watched it not too long ago, and it still holds up.
Nice.
The aliens are fucking perfect in that.
We didn't even include that. That would definitely make like a top alien list.
Oh yeah, that
wasn't on the list.
Yeah, it wasn't. See, we gotta educate these fools on some alien movies.
On that site in general.
It was just all over the place.
Yeah.
If you're bored and you got Netflix, check it out. They cloned Tyrone.
Yeah, definitely give that one a thumbs up. Worth checking out. And like you said, I'm gonna revisit that at some point. I've got it on my 2003 film list rankings that we'll talk about at some point in the year.
Do you now?
Yep. I need to catch up on some of the movies from earlier this year are starting to stream or come out on physical releases.
You know what I really did? I did enjoy like the songs that they played through They Cloned Tyrone. It has really good music
soundtrack.
Yep. Yeah.
Sometimes that can just really set the tone in a movie as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so we got one last hurrah here, one last segment. We are gonna talk about Twisted Metal on the cock. Peacock. Twisted Metal, man. I got to tell you, I finished this the other night. Fucking fun ass show, dude.
I'm on episode 5.
So there's 10 episodes, and man, dare I say, this might be the role that Anthony Mackie will go down as being
this is the best role Anthony Mackie's ever played. I still don't like him, but this is the best role he's ever done.
Getting ready to be the next Captain America. He was Falcon. Fuck all that shit.
Yeah. He's John Doe.
He's John Doe and fucking Twisted Metal.
Him and Evelyn.
Yeah, him and Evelyn. But so Twisted Metal, as you can see, is based off of the video game Twisted Metal.
From like 40 million years ago now.
Yeah. Follows a motor-mouthed outsider offered a chance at a better life, but only if he can successfully deliver a mysterious package across a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Normally, I don't go for the post-apocalyptic setting. I just don't care for it for whatever reason, but this worked out pretty cool. I liked how they tripped some of the cars out and some of the scenes they have. But, man, this actually had a really good cast in it, too. There's some of the pictures you can see. There's Sweet Tooth.
Yep. So that's Samoa Joe who's doing the body work, and Will Arnett.
Is that Samoa Joe?
That's Samoa Joe.
And Will Arnett does the voice. I saw where Will Arnett produced this, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, starring Anthony Mackie, Stephanie Beatriz,
Dev Campbell.
I think I said that right. I only listened to the thing on YouTube pronouncing her name.
And this guy is super. He's awesome, but he don't get enough more roles. Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church was
Officer
really
Stone.
good at. He's the villain in this.
Yeah.
But he was really good, man. Where's he at here on the list? He's not even. Why?
There he is. On the bottom. Agent Stone.
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church.
Agent Stone. Yeah, he's kind of like
Agent Stone.
Yeah, Agent Stone.
I thought he was Officer Stone or
2. He's only in 2 episodes. I felt like he was in way more than 2 episodes.
no. He's got to be in more than that.
Yeah, I thought he was in most of them.
He was in like 3 of them already.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw a TikTok that said they advertised the show during a WWE Raw or something, and they cut out like the second or 2 that Samoa Joe's character.
Oh, that's fucked up.
And somebody's like, you can't even tell it's him. You can look at the guy's nipples and be like, oh yeah, that's Samoa Joe.
Yeah, right.
That's how petty that
Like,
he is.
I have no idea if that's true or not, but that was kind of funny.
That wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put it past them. They're that petty.
Yeah, but oh man, it I had so much fun fucking watching this show. I mean, it literally took me 2 days to watch it all. But
that's even that you can really sit down because they're only half hour to 32 minutes.
They go super quick, so it's kind of like a long movie.
I do
has breaks.
I do kind of wish some more shows that maybe bring back like the half-hour format.
Yeah, I mean, this just worked perfectly at there's not really any slow parts, so they kind of just restart after every half-hour episode.
Well, even if it's slow, it's very comedic and it's very funny.
There's a sex scene in a ball pit. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, no, I haven't been to that part yet.
Yeah, you'll get to it.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. But man, what's her face here? Stephanie Beatriz.
Quiet.
Yeah, her name's Quiet in the show. But she was in, for those of you that are Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans, she was Rosa Diaz. But man, she's so hot in the show. Even they have her purposely roughed up and
even with a missing finger.
Yeah, even with a missing finger, and I don't think she has makeup on in certain parts, but
she just looks grungy and dirty.
But she looks great in it, man. She's a pretty gal.
And like I was mentioning to you too, like I said, I remember playing Twisted Metal maybe like once back in the day, and I said the only character I know is Sweet Tooth because that's one of the most iconic characters from that series.
And that's all I kind of remember because it was on the cover of the thing. But I remember it was like one of the games you got with PlayStation at one point, I think.
That might have
one of the the combo packages. They used to sell those.
Yeah,
when you bought the system, you got a game with it or whatever. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but for some reason I remember maybe it was on like
it was definitely advertised a lot. And all that.
Maybe it was on. Remember
like demos.
The demos where you would get like 3 games that you could try out on the demo. Those were so cool. Man.
Yeah,
but yeah, Twisted Metal was a fun game though back in the day. It's just one of those games that I didn't
really get into it.
And play it a bunch. So I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it other than Sweet Tooth and a couple of iconic cars.
Yeah, I think the most iconic one is the one who doesn't really have a car. He's just in 2 huge like monster truck wheels, and he's like controlling with his arms or some shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
So because I was looking at like certain hints on TikTok because people were placing, oh, they did this, put this here. I'm like, because I never played the game, so I don't know.
But the world goes to shit at some point.
Like a meteor shower or something like that, and everything, like all the power gets shut down, and
like a nuclear fallout or something like that. I forget. Let's see if we can find a better synopsis. All right, looking this up. Is an American post-apocalyptic action comedy television series developed by blah, 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 blah. In a post-apocalyptic wasteland, John Doe, a talkative milkman with amnesia, is given a mission to traverse the desolate world to deliver a cryptic package. He faces a life-altering opportunity, but must confront ruthless marauders and deadly and destructive vehicles to secure a chance at a better future. Yeah, it doesn't really say the world. The world they know it ends at some point. I think in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. I think.
Didn't the world end for all of us in the late 90s?
Yeah, exactly. But he's a milkman. He runs errands, delivers stuff, and he kind of gets paid in gasoline and other goods for doing it.
The random shit.
Yeah. But I mean, Anthony Mackie
he kills it in this role.
Kills
he
it.
Does.
But he comes across an offer that he can't refuse from
Nev Campbell.
She's like the governor of San Francisco because
San Francisco.
Yeah, these cities have like barricaded themselves in to keep out the savages, I guess you could say.
Which we should be doing.
Yeah, which we should be doing right now, right? But yeah, he develops. Well, he doesn't develop anything. She gives him an opportunity that he can't say no to, where he's got to drive across country almost to get a package and bring it back to her.
Yeah, to New Chicago is where he has to go, and I guess he's never ventured that far. And I guess that's way worse that people, when they go out that far, they will come back.
And along the way, he runs into these cops that think they are patrolling the world, which is Thomas Hayden Church's crew, because he's he's like the head honcho of these
Which
cops.
you get a little backstory with him.
Yeah, they do a good job explaining everybody's origins and stuff like that. But him and Stephanie Beatriz, they have really good chemistry. So I mean, it was fun. You were kind of like rooting for him along the way, and it's just there's great characters in it. The character development's there, the action's there, the jokes are there, and there's great nostalgia. Like I said earlier, like that's just one thing. The music is great all the way through it, and he's got this thing about CDs because all the cars have CD players.
Yeah,
so he's like constantly like finding new music along the way, and he's like, music carries its weight in gold.
Make your booty to go. Did it.
Yeah. Yep. That was a great line there.
You like that silver hair guy? Yeah, it's this guy. I know him. Yeah.
That man, like I said, I can't recommend this enough. It was so much fun to watch it. And even if you don't know shit about the game, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a fun fucking show. So, and like I said, it's not long. They're not long episodes, so you're not going to get worn down or find yourself bored in any episode. The episodes start and they fucking go. Before you know it, it's over and you're into another episode. So,
Well, even like the first 5 minutes of the first episode is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, is it the first episode where they're driving through the mall?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shit was awesome,
Yeah.
dude. And he's like, this is like place is like a fucking maze.
And he's like almost during like almost like drifting. He's like looking at the map, like, oh, I gotta go. Okay, I gotta go here. And
yeah. He looks at the map.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because he doesn't know what certain things are either
Yeah.
because he was a kid when things happen.
Yeah.
So he's kind of grown up in this post-apocalyptic setting. So a lot of things he's just just not familiar with.
Right.
So, but really fun show. I fucking loved it. I highly recommend it. PBS won't watch it. I hope he does.
No Peacock.
Oh man, no cock for you, buddy.
That's right.
Feel sorry for you. Everybody needs a little bit of cock.
What's that movie?
Some,
Oh, there
some,
was-
some more than others.
Yeah,
There's
some more than others,
There
right?
was some movie I absolutely hated, but it was called the Lecoq. I think it was like The Love Guru with Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that movie's so fucking garbage. I remember when I seen it in theaters. I said, "What the fuck is this?"
Do you think people will start calling Peacock the cock?
Oh,
I
some
think
people
so.
already do.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like Instagram. You got the gram?
Yeah,
You got the gram?
got posted on the gram.
Yo, did you watch the cock last night?
Yeah, you're watching on the cock.
The cock.
Lecoq.
The cock cost me $9.99 a month. Cheapest deal in town for cock. But so with that being said, that's all we have for you this week. Shorter episode than normal, but
Trying to see if anything's coming out soon. I don't know if that some people have started seeing that last voyage of the Demeter, the vampire movie.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Let's get some
came
decent
out.
reviews.
yeah,
I wanted to
check
check
that
that out.
Blue Beetle comes out August
Yeah.
18th.
dude, I still want to see the Barbie. I want to see TMNT. I want to see what else am I missing here?
The Meg.
The Meg 2, of course. Strays came out this weekend, I think, with Will.
The dogs.
Will Ferrell and
looks,
Jamie.
That looks pretty funny.
Dude, that part where Jamie Foxx's dog is looking at his reflection, he's like, "What are you looking at, motherfucker?"
Yeah, I like when they actually take some like drugs and they're
Yeah.
hallucinating as they're sock puppets.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That shows or that
I'm gonna
movie
bite
is
his
going to be
dick
fun.
off.
It's going to be a fun watch.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be on the cock here soon.
Mhm.
See, they've got the full season of Lincoln Lawyer out. I know we'll get around to that at some point.
Yeah, it's funny. I really wanted to watch that, but I fucking tuned in to Twisted Metal and I
Yeah.
just couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah.
So
And then I think I'm gonna have to check out what is that? The one that used to be on FX, City Primeval, whatever, Justified.
Justified.
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
think they're
yeah.
doing weekly releases on that. So the last one of
Yeah,
that's
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 my-
another one I really want to check out.
That
Maybe
was like Dad's favorite show.
I don't know if see. Here's the thing. I don't think we're going to do another show this month.
Okay.
So because we have the Columbus Twin Game Show on August 27th, so we could theoretically we could do a show that night and just. But I don't want to waste your whole weekend with
I don't
yours
fucking
truly.
care.
You say that now until somebody tells you can't.
Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that would put us at the 25th for our next recording. So I don't know. That's up to you guys. If you guys want to record on the 25th, I think we can do it. I'm off the 25th and the 28th.
Woo!
So, but we're going to be working the 26th and 27th. And next week at some point, we're going to have to press some t-shirts. But
Yep.
for that, with that being said, if you guys have nothing else to do on the 27th, I highly recommend you check out the Columbus Twin Game Show at the Ohio State Fairgrounds Lausche Building from 9 to 4? Is it early buyers at 9 or is it 8 early buyers?
I think 8's early buyer.
yeah,
9
because
they
it
open.
feels like we're always there early.
Yeah.
And then 9 is from 9 to 4. Early buyers is from 8 to 9. But what's his face who played Tron is going to be
Bruce
there.
Boxleiter from
Yeah, and
Tron,
then-
what was that other show that he was on? Babylon. Wasn't he on like Babylon 5 or one of the, I forget. I think that's what it was. Babylon 5.
Babylon or Stargate or some shit like that. Let's see here. We can actually pull CTS.
Zagnut.
CTSpromotions.com. Oh, shit. I can't type worth a shit today, dude.
Bruce and Boxleitner is what you said. And then also.
Here we go. I'll put it up here for the YouTube people. 20 years of CTS promotions. All right, here we go. Join us on our 20-year anniversary. When? Sunday, August 27th, 2023, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Where? The Ohio Expo Center. Oh, so it's in a... Oh, no, it isn't. It's in the Loushey building. Okay. So that would be on 717 East 17th Avenue, Columbus, Ohio. So admission's going to be $12 for early buyer, or $12. Early buyer is going to be $16. So $12 for anything from 9 to 4. From 8 to 9, it's going to cost you $16 to get into the show. And it's a good show. Lots of
there's always a ton of vendors.
Yeah, a ton of vendors. And it's very vendor focused.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna, they don't really put a whole lot of focus on like the celebrities like in most conventions.
Right.
So, but you're gonna find a great mix of vintage toys.
The thing I like about the toy show is that you can go there and you've got like James has got his booth where he's literally selling like pieces of original Transformers that can go for pretty expensive money. And then you've got tons of tables that do that and tons of tables that sell loose action figures for a couple bucks.
Yeah.
So you can go there looking for one thing that might be kind of expensive. You can go there and, have some loose figures for the kids to buy for $5 or $10, so they get something when they leave. So that's a really good option for the breadth of everything.
Yeah. And, you may find that toy you lost as a kid that you kind of want now, and it may not only be like $5. So
right? You see some loose figure. I bought I still buy like the WWF Hasbro figures from the 90s if I can find them loose. Or like I bought, I think it was a couple years ago, I bought like a Swamp Thing figure for a couple bucks. I used to have when I was younger.
Oh, I used to have a Swamp Thing action figure. Now, when you get them, do you fill the bathtub up and have like a little play session in the bathtub?
Not anymore. But I do. I will stick them up around the room somewhere.
Are you like, psh, psh, psh.
You got to do that like once or twice,
just
to bring back the magic. Okay, you can go up on the shelf now.
Yeah. But Stuart Zagnet's going to be there. He's a Pokemon guy, I guess. He played the
voice actor, I guess.
Yeah, he plays the professor of some sort, I think.
I've never heard of him.
You're the anime guy.
I don't
watch
Pokemon.
Yeah, Rob.
Come on, dipshit.
I watch Pokemon.
But yeah, Bruce Boxleitner is going to be there. If you don't know him, he's from Tron. I think he played the president in Supergirl. What else we got here? Orville, Babylon 5. I mean, so it's going to be a decent show. And then Ken Simmons, the man who shot Luke Skywalker, he's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Great guy. You got to go meet him. But he's the guy that took all the pictures.
Like the Hasbro
Wars.
toys or whatever it was. Yeah.
So it's definitely a cool show. And you can actually buy tickets on ctspromotions.com. So you don't have to wait in line. Well, I mean, you're going to have to wait in line when, before they open it. But you can buy tickets now and avoid waiting in another line to get in later than what you'd like. So it's definitely a good idea to buy your tickets online. But yeah, definitely looks like a decent show that they got wrapped up here for you. Planned for you. I should say not wrapped up. But yeah, look at that. Oh, and they're doing a Pokemon Build and Battle tournament. So if that's your thing too, registrations from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 1:30. The entry fee is $30, includes 4 packs. Prizes include an autograph and photo with Stuart Zagnet, league badges, and more. So it sounds like it's going to be a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm excited for it. I'm excited to set the Nerdco booth up and have fun with all my peeps for the weekend and
spend the day with Robzilla.
I know.
Meet some new folks. I always meet new people every show.
Mm-hmm.
So
we see some, and you'll see some regulars too.
Oh yeah, they definitely come back up.
Yeah,
I bought this off you 2 years ago. I need a new wallet now. I'm your guy.
Yeah, that's stuff. Like say you got your loose action figures. They got video games.
Yep.
There's a comic book booth usually.
Tons of
old toys, new toys.
Oh yeah.
And they will have they'll have an arcade valley where all the arcades are going to be set up for free play.
Yep.
So if you want to play some arcades
for
the day,
like 5 or 6 of them, I believe, or something like that. Not too many, but
he brings in about 5 or 6. Yeah, I'd say something like that. But they're all free to play and it's fun. So, but that is all we have for you for episode 164 of the Sleazy Podcast. As always, my call to action is to share the show. Share it on your social media accounts. Tell a friend or family member about it. Just tell people you're listening to the show and you like it and you think they would like it. And we'll go from there. You know, we get somebody new to listen, and from there, we'll get another person to listen. It's contagious. Wouldn't you agree, Robzilla?
We want to be better than Logan and Jake Paul.
That's it's not going to happen.
Whatever. We'll be more well liked.
I don't know what he's talking about right now.
You know. He watched that Jake Paul documentary on Netflix with me before we start. While we were waiting for you to come. So Robzilla's got big dreams to become a boxing champion.
Yeah.
See the guy who opened like a ton of old Pokemon cards that weren't actually old Pokemon cards or whatever?
Yeah, I think they got scammed.
I loved it.
Yeah. He paid like $3 million or something like that for it.
I got screwed. Yes, and you deserve it.
Listen, I
hope to be rich enough one day to be screwed that hard.
Yeah. Like
right.
I was telling Robzilla, I was like, I really don't hate these guys. I'm just jealous they're living the life I want to live.
I just think they're just so fucking annoying. That's what it is.
I'm not.
You'd be that annoying if you had that.
No,
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm jealous.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about on the show, like all those guys who got famous, like Tony Hawk. Like I knew I wanted to be a skater from 5 years old. Like, you son of a bitch.
Right.
I don't know what I want to do next week.
Right.
And you're out here just
wish I was so passionate.
Knowing what you want to do, following your dreams and getting rich doing it. You jerk.
Fuck you. I hate my life.
Yeah.
That means you should hate your life too.
Let me go buy your Tony Hawk Pro Skater and waste my money. You can get more rich.
Yeah.
Put it on my Switch now.
Yeah. Yeah. After that 50-50 grind.
That's right.
But yeah, we've got this plan to make Rob the next Butterbean.
Okay.
And like on his trunks, it's going to say Robzilla, and we're all going to come out with, behind him, and he's going to
be the dollar store version called Butterball. So
who was that other guy, Kimbo Slice, who got big fighting people?
Yeah.
Rob's going to be the next Butterbean, Kimbo Slice.
But Rob will never win. That'll be his thing.
I'll always lose.
He'll get knocked out in like 2 or 3 seconds. It'll be like, what was the Goldberg spoof?
Gilbert.
It'll be like Gilbert.
Like yeah.
So
now entering the ring from Columbus, Ohio, Robzilla at 0-23.
This piece of shit here.
And like the whole Netflix documentary will be like, I'm not going to fucking win. I just know I'm not going to win, but I got to win it.
And then Sleazy's going to be the manager, and he's going to be telling, like, we were breaking in the bucks and the bitches, and everything is great. And that little piece of shit had the audacity to win a match.
Yeah.
And it all went to shit from there.
We moved to LA with a dream of making Robzilla the only boxer to never win a professional match.
Make a movie about you, be like the opposite of Rocky.
Yeah. Rob's training would, consist of sitting on the couch with the dog and watching shitty anime.
Yeah. Like he gets up early in the morning, like Rocky eats his 2 eggs and he takes the dog for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me slide on my New Balances real quick, buddy.
I take my shot, and then I get Brownie his shot, and then we eat breakfast together. Brekkie.
We have some brekkie.
And then we have our power nap.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long, tough half hour in the morning.
What's the streaming service that's just anime?
Crunchyroll.
And then after brekkie, we watch Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
And I have some popcorn.
I actually don't have Crunchyroll, actually.
You don't? You're a fucking liar.
No, I don't have it. No.
What are you watching your anime on?
The ones I've been watching is on Netflix and Hulu.
Okay.
Because I think they have something with it because they show it the next day from Crunchyroll to Hulu. So
okay, all right.
Gotta watch my Bleach and
some
Mackie.
reason. You do have another nickname other than Robzilla, and that's Fibzilla.
No, I don't have Crunchyroll.
So it wouldn't surprise me if you're lying.
No, I did before, but I don't have it now.
Let's just be honest. He gets on the cock and watches it.
Right.
The Peacock. I don't think it has any Emmy. I haven't looked on there.
Probably not.
Yeah.
A fine American establishment like NBC wouldn't mess around with anime.
Well, they fuck around with cartoons, so whatever.
Not anime though.
I don't care.
Fundamentally, great American animation.
Okay.
I'm just fucking with you.
You keep saying that.
You
believe your own lies about that one.
Listen, I got no dog in this fight. I'm just fucking with you to irritate you.
No, it's fine.
But all right, so that's all we have for this episode. And as always, keep it sleazy.
Thanks for listening to the Sleazy Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and remember, listen to Sleazy.